Is COP26 a pivotal moment in history, or just more blah blah blah?
It is unequivocal that human activities are responsible for climate change. That's the finding of a new study by the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It's the most up-to-date assessment of how global warming will change the world in the coming decades.
I am Debbie Dow. I'm a filmmaker and somewhat of a social activist. I want to discover if the small things that I do, such as recycling, make an impact, or is the answer more radical action?
So here we go.
I'm sitting here on a busy train on the way to the climate strike march in Glasgow. There's a sense of huge change coming, like a revolution.
Well, I'm in Glasgow and it's really buzzing, so we are going to head to George Square and see what's happening there. Really excited, really excited.
There has been some nice words said so far, and those on the inside, some of them have positivity. We will move it there in increments. I don't think it'll be enough.
So do you think as an individual, do you think small action is the way forward?
No. I think we need system change. I think giving up plastic straws, I think taking a car, not having a flight makes no difference whilst businesses aren't regulated, whilst we don't force the change that needs to be made. Individual change at the expense of business is ludicrous. We need whole system change and not individual responsibility will make a little difference.
Do you think that coming to this demonstration is going to make a difference?
Well, I certainly think it's important to show, make a show it, for sure. Yeah, I think it's a really important time and something that I think is important for children to see. Yeah.
So it's really important that you're worried about the future of not just your children, but the future of the planet. Do you consider yourself an activist?
No, not particularly. No. But I do think I don't think it's a binary thing. You don't have to be in one camp or the other. But I think people should be inclined to be way more considerate, like think about their actions.
A few days ago, I spoke with another climate activist, Cal Egan.
I'm Callum Egan, and I've been running the Lionsgate Garden here at Napier University, Edinburgh Napier University, Merchiston campus for the last 3 years or so. The Lionsgate Garden is a sustainability project. If we can make the university sustainable, then we can maybe find out how to make everything else sustainable as well. It seems to me like quite a good place to do it. You have students coming in the door all the time that have a certain zeal about them, a certain idealism about them even, and we stoke that more. We by be like being an encouraging sort of forward-looking, solutions-focused project that's really all about how do people self-empower themselves, take over as much control of their own lives as they can, i.e. by growing food and feeling confident about all of that, feeling confident in nature, that the benefits of nature in terms of their health and everything are it's pretty much proved that being in green spaces is good for us all.
So obviously you talked a little bit about COP26. Do you think that it's going to have an impact on the world as a whole?
I mean, honestly, no. I don't trust it. I don't think these people know what they're. I don't think it's even really about what it's about. I think it's until these people live it. It's a lot of nonsense to me. You know what I mean? And all these people, 120 private jets at Edinburgh and Glasgow airports and everything, all these people telling us what we have to do, you know. It doesn't work like that. We know what to do, you know. I mean, we're just waiting for them. I think there's statistics going around where 86% of people, 86% of people want them to do this. Yeah. And are they going to do it? No, they're not going to do it.
Well, I think COP26 is really important, right? We have to make sure that we make these pledges and promises, and we get leaders together to discuss the problem and to think about how we fix it. But the demonstration we're doing here is to highlight the fact that these pledges and promises are just words. Without UK law to reflect what Boris Johnson's promised, we won't make any changes. We've already had pledges like the Paris Agreement. There's no UK law to back up a carbon budget to keep us under 1.5 degrees.
Yeah, I think the issue goes a lot deeper than just, becoming sustainable, being climate aware. It's more of an economic issue, I think, and until the government really kind of takes control of that and realise that they need to put the environment above the economy, nothing's going to change. And then that's on a different level. We can do what we can. We can, shop sustainably, live sustainably. But until the government decides to actually make that their main priority, then I think it's very lackluster right now.
So, what do you think is the way forward? What can you envisage is the way forward in terms of worrying about climate change, as a smaller picture in terms of like in your own life, and as a bigger picture in terms of like over the world? What do you think the way forward is?
I think there was a lot of in the news that people are promising like $2 billion for ending world hunger, and this kind of promises all around the world. But I think in the bigger picture that won't I think Elon Musk said that he will donate $6 billion if the UN promises that it ends world hunger. But I think that's not the answer, because you get the food to the people. It's just temporary, and you should build a foundation for those people to do something for themselves. Like the first budget won't have any big solution for them, and after I think in 10 years everything will turn back to the same as it was. So yeah, I think this kind of big promises won't be a good answer right now and for our future.
Governments are always going to be doing what they're doing, telling lies and stealing the money off people, really, and taxing the people that have all the money enough, and all these kinds of things. So they haven't done it in the past, so what's different now? Why are they going to do it different now? Do they know how to do it? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't believe in I know there are some conspiracies, but I don't pay into any of that. I think it's just a systemic problem that they don't know what to do. They can't do it. So all I can do is I work here, and I have a home, and I have kids, and I have a job, and I can try and do it in that space as best as I can. Demonstrations are really important. They go back a long way. Humans have always demonstrated, and obviously sometimes those demonstrations have turned into complete the Russian Revolution, the French Revolution, all revolution around the world have tipped into that as well. So they have a potential of really changing things. I'm not a revolutionary really anymore. I don't really believe in that, in picking up guns and doing things like that. Peaceful protests, I'm interested in. No other kind of protests really.
It should be obvious that we cannot solve a crisis with the same methods that got us into it in the first place. And more people are starting to realize this. Many are starting to ask themselves, what will it take for the people in power to wake up? This is no longer a climate conference. This is now a Global North Greenwash Festival. A 2-week-long celebration generation of business as usual and blah, blah, blah.
Whilst on this journey, I've learned more about the importance of the grassroots movements and how they can make a difference. However, the conflict between future generations and the system of governments over our climate is of great concern. Let's just watch this space.